The point being is that at least I was able to put a fucking somewhat stop to what the fuck was going to happen with Bitcoin. Even though that put probably money in my fucking enemies' pockets. It doesn't matter. It saved fucking millions, probably more than millions, billions of fucking people from dying. Hopefully. Who the fuck knows if it's still fucking, because now Sean's dead. But that's what fucking Sean was saying when I fucking came to his house. He's sitting there flipping a fucking Bitcoin in his hand, like a fucking replica Bitcoin. And he's like, you ain't got shit to worry about. The last time that I seen Sean alive. But before that time, which being the last time that I seen Sean alive, Alan, I was thrown into a fucking mental hospital, and as I was being thrown in, I said Ariana Grande's concert is going to be attacked. By who? Well, all I know is that Mac Miller knew something about it. Because who did I hear it from? Anthony Miller. And you want to know something? Fucking sure as shit, I'm in that fucking hospital almost 80 fucking days. Losing my fucking mind, but keeping so fucking calm. Because I'm trying to get the fuck out that hospital as fast as possible so that I could fucking give Sean Allen a real fucking heads up on what the fuck was about to take place. And you know something? Before I had any chance to really truly do that, guess what? Fucking Ari's concert, 10 days or so after I fucking stated that a second time in the fucking hospital in front of everybody, Ariana's concert got blown the fuck up and all those little kids died. And you know what? 3 days after that, because everybody in that fucking hospital was like, he just said that and it just fucking happened on the fucking news. Bullshit. And 3 days. It still took them 3 fucking days to let me out that fucking hospital. And nobody, feds, CIA, DOJ, NSA, fucking nobody came to fucking talk to me about that. And when I went down to fucking Sean Allen's house to see him for what would be the last time I seen that man alive, he was living at a fucking different house than the first time I went down to see him. And that fucking house that he was living in the second time was the fucking house that my cousin was supposedly raped in right from the minute we left to the time that I got back to Long Island all those years ago. And the photo that was shown was that of the fucking red and white striped socks. And the house that fucking showed it to me was the fucking house that fucking, little did I realize, in the backyard was the swimming pool that I was threatened to be fucking drowned in by the man who looked like Sean Allen. So I find it real fucking interesting and real fucking fishy, right? That this fucking kid, who at this point I am definitely affiliating with the name Loki, aka Frank Gallo, the name that was given to me, David Lee, sure the hell looks like this fucking guy. Minus the fact that a few of them, there had to be more than one either way you look at it. Wow. And this kid supposedly hung himself, and now I'm just trying to figure out when this kid hung himself so that I could try to fucking line up and see if he's really dead. The girl, back to the girl that fucking I was with when I seemingly came, because who the fuck was I with? When I seemingly showed up and met fucking Pazuzu for pretty much the first time. The other drive I don't think it was the same fucking day. There was another drive I took after that, and fucking I ended up fucking meeting one of Pazuzu's followers. Yeah, the serial killer. The guy that was the serial killer. Yeah, that guy. That one. And the girl that was there the second time looked like fucking my somewhat friend, I think. I don't even know. Lisa. More so than Lynn. Not Lisa Allen. Not Lisa this. Lisa fucking, what the fuck's her fucking name? I fucking can't. The one my friend Dave was dating, fucking, that lived across the street when fucking around the time period that freaking, wow, bro, like, Lisa, what the fuck is her name? I can't even fucking think of a fucking name right now. Wow, man. What the fuck was her name? Lisa, the one who was dating Dave, the guy who started to stay at my house right around the time that Emilio Martinez pulled the bullshit that fucking he pulled. After Mike passed away. My friend Mike Longboat, who looked a lot like fucking Paul Flores nowadays. But as far as back then, Paul Flores looked a whole lot like fucking Brian McCarran. The kid who tried to put a fucking car jack to my skull and crush my skull in with a fucking pretty fucking heavy car jack. It was not no little tiny bullshit car jack. This fucking thing was like fucking like, it was big. It was like what like fucking like 14, it had to be at least, because I had a hard time fucking grabbing it. When I went to go pick it up off the ground, it was fucking to throw it the fuck away after I got it out of the motherfucker's hands after he bashed my fucking head in. Actually, never got the fucking point of bashing the head in, even though he fucking hit me with it like 6, 7 fucking times. The first fucking thing felt like a goddamn gunshot to the back of the head. Yeah, no, I could see why you guys needed to fucking poison and drug me out of my fucking mind with fucking radioactive diamond dust and or AKA fucking asbestos so that you could fucking make my bones so goddamn weak, because fucking, you know, when it came to fighting Yaki, motherfucking even Terminators and fucking Transformers weren't enough to take on the fucking flesh and blood Jesus Christ. Holy shit. Holy shit. So, the girl, around about the time, I don't know who the fuck I was with when I bumped into Pazuzu and Paul Flores about a year, close to a year, but probably not even a year, after the first time of meeting Paul Flores and him telling me that he fucking murdered Kristen Smart. And how he murdered Kristen Smart. Not so much how, as far as what he did afterwards. To hide the body. And then having to move the body to a second location. And then there was a third location mentioned, and a fourth location was mentioned when fucking Kristen Smart, Paul Flores and Ruben Flores pulled up in the fucking truck about 10 years ago, where they were going to move the body. This is the shit that was said right in front of me. Right in front of fucking, right there. They were gonna kill me. I didn't even know who the fuck they were. I didn't even care. I moved on with my fucking life. That's why it's real funny that when this shit should have come to a fucking end, it didn't come to an end. And I'll be right back. So, when this shit should have come to an end, but it didn't come to an end, it made me think, why is this that so many people are coming up to me, apologizing? I don't even know who these fucking people are. I don't even know who these people are. And yet I had people coming up to me, apologizing to me. And I'm saying to myself, well, this is around about the time I start talking to Sean Allen. I feel really bad with some of the shit that I had to tell him because I had to be honest with him, and I had to fucking hope that he forgave me, which he seemingly did. That's why I couldn't understand what the fuck was going on when I woke up that day and fucking seen and heard what the fuck I heard him say. But either way, you look at it, it fucking doesn't matter because then Sean gets fucking basically poisoned. They were hoping that they were going to kill Sean while I was at his house. Now this is where it gets interesting too, because now I'm going to go into fucking all of that, leave that behind for a second. Let's go back to the log situation and who that log situation affected. Well, other than affecting people who probably would have fucking cared about me and me care about them and all the other fucking shit, like my mom, who didn't have nothing to do with that but suffered anyway. That goes into a blood in the crypt thing. Now, what's really fucking interesting about the blood in the crypt thing is that freaking that log affected because of the shit that was done as far as all my fucking dead half Indian babies that were found slung about the fucking Indian reservations all across North America. Well, that log affected heavily the Blood Gang. Now, around about the time that Tupac and fucking all that shit was going down, it's really interesting that I met people that just a few years ago, there was a big fucking to-do about. And who did that involve? That involved fucking the rapper by the name of 69. Tekashi 69. Now, I have nothing against Tekashi. Let's just make this fucking perfectly clear. There is nothing that I have against this kid. Minus the fact that I kind of still want to fucking punch him in the face anyway. Just for the fucking sheer fact that he's got a punchable face and it needs to be punched, more than likely by me. It's kind of like, just, I don't know why. I really don't know why. But you know what he did? Here's what Tekashi did when fucking around about the time that everybody was basically apologizing to me left and right, which I didn't even know these people coming up to me, apologizing to me left and right. Tekashi was underway with basically about to get himself fucking offed. And why was Tekashi about to get himself fucking offed? Could it have been that the fucking Blood Gang basically started to catch on to what the fuck was really going down? Or, due to the fact that some of those fucking people in the fucking Blood Gang were not actual Bloods, they were fucking Crips. And don't get me started with the Crips, because I freaking, it's not, there are Crips that I love to death. For real, like, I'm sorry that fucking, I was just not fucking awoke the way that I needed to be awake when fucking, the fact that fucking, how many fucking years was I being drugged out of my fucking mind? Seriously. I mean, if you seen my first girlfriend, you would have to understand how the fuck would he forget the first girl he fucking cummed on. You know what I'm saying? When she looks like that. Holy shit. This kid must have been fucking completely being drugged out of his fucking mind. Is the only thing that you would come up with if you seen the fucking girl. The bottom line is that fucking that log situation affected the Blood Gang in a fucking horrible fucking way. The 9 Trey Bloods. Now, the 9 Trey Bloods were being fucking infiltrated by the fucking Crips. Those people that went to jail were fucking Crips. Tekashi is a Crip, cleaning up what the Crips did. And that, whether that's in legal documents or not, is the fucking truth. I don't have nothing against Tekashi, and I don't think anybody else should have anything against Tekashi, other than the fact I still want to punch him in the face. I mean, if you look at his face, it's just one of those things where it's like, I gotta punch you. He can say whatever the fuck he wants about me. He can say this, that, and I doubt he will, because I doubt fucking anybody seeing these videos other than these fucking people that need to see them, and I really don't even know if they're seeing them. But I do know that he cleaned up the fucking problem. Yet, what's the real fucking problem? The real fucking problem is that that log went in place and it affected the Blood Gang, not the Crips. Now, either way you look at it, wow, man. You know, at this point, I could fucking say, now everything that was put on the fucking Blood Gang can now be put on the fucking Crips. So all that shit that fucking was affected by that log, now can fucking have a reverse effect on the Crips. And that log don't have to be fucking moved by me, ever. The only person that I think is suffering more so, but not exactly, is one of the girls that should have been my fucking priestess later on in life. They're all being affected by different parts of this whole entire fucking story. But that is, wow. Is Tekashi a hero? No. No, he is not. But he somewhat did the right thing because nobody really fucking knew why and how. And type of shit that fell back onto fucking Ari. Also, the Christmas tree incident. You see, if you haven't paid attention, Alfredo Flores' dead grandma is freaking the girl that fucking told me she was the one that handed me the plaque. That is Afeni Shakur. And I'm saying to my fucking self the whole fucking time, what the fuck is really, man, with all the fucking lookalikes and the fucking this and that and the fucking and that and this and that and this and this and that and that and this and this and this and this and that and fucking blah 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 blah. I got sidetracked. So now it's back to fucking what I was saying, that right before 2019, I go to Ari's concert. And what looked like Alfredo Flores sits right next to me at the concert. You know, I went to those fucking videos and fucking, you know something? I fucking didn't see myself at the fucking concert. In the videos that I was at the concert, which my ticket wasn't even ripped. That's the fucked up part. I said to myself, wow, and I gave him the ticket. They didn't even rip the fucking ticket. This is the real ticket. I can't even fucking read this, is how fucking blind I am. Seriously, this is the fucking real ticket right there. That is the real fucking ticket. That was never ripped. And yet I was right there fucking, and that's interesting too, because the person that I'm thinking was sitting right next to me was Alfredo Flores in that fucking cast. I didn't even care to talk to anybody. I was there to see Ari. And meanwhile, there was a girl who obviously, I mean, well, you have been to no, there was 1,000 Aris. But what's interesting is that the girl that sat next to me reminded me a lot of Gene Hennessy. Now, Gene Hennessy probably wasn't her. But for some reason, I got the fucking... And that's why it's interesting to me when it comes to fucking 69's last name being Hennessy. Or was it Hernandez? Hernandez. Still in all, does not fucking matter. Doesn't matter. That's the stupidest fucking connection at all. It's just... I said to myself, you know... Fucking wow. When I went and looked to see if there was any videos of me standing in that fucking audience, I did not see. And I was wearing, and I know that there was somebody underneath me that was wearing a very, very similar colored fucking shirt. But as far as me go, I did not see any videos on YouTube with me standing right fucking where I should have been standing the whole time. And that's what I find real fucking interesting. But then, on top, but I did find the person that was underneath me from where I was standing the whole time. So what the fuck? Was I clipped out of the fucking videos? Because I never went to the fucking bathroom. I never left that fucking spot until the concert was over. Wow, man. And that's that. And then there's also there is also the fact that I find the rock on the ground. I find the freaking boulder-sized fucking, oh, no, it's not a boulder. I mean, yeah, I mean, it could be. I mean, honestly. I find the freaking diamond laying right on the fucking ground as I'm walking up to the fucking store. This is probably a fucking, what the fucking, this is an A2, a 2A. More than likely, this is a 2A. Freaking unbelievably clear. With what seems like almost no flaws inside of it. Freaking 50-something gram fucking diamond on the ground. Nothing compared to what the fuck was in my driveway all those years ago. That turned an evil little fucking man into an even eviler little fucking man who fucking killed his fucking family, his wife, and set up the little boy who made him rich. Congratulations, you're a fucking champion. Wow. Wow. And all the fucking sellouts. All the fucking sellouts. Wow. Just like the incident that took place in Queens. Yeah? I was going there to become someone, right? But I wasn't supposed to be shown the shit that I was shown that day. Which led to a fucking catastrophe situation. And then 2 weeks later, almost 2 weeks later, the same type of fucking catastrophe goes down. All the shit gets blamed on me. Which some of it, they were trying to find a better way, man. And instead it just got all fucking shit fucked on everybody. You know, it's like after everything is said and done, even the fucking IP address, what couldn't have been smarter than fucking doing it the way that was done? I don't see as fucking abused and as fucked up and as screwed up, and yet it gave everybody a fucking fighting chance. But yet they would have still had a fucking good. It wouldn't have had to be a fucking fighting chance. Some of the shit I wouldn't have fucking probably said. I probably would have said this is not the right thing to do right now. The right thing to do would have been certain things that fucking would have been the right thing to do then. And gradually, to some degree, and it would have saved everybody a lot of fucking headaches in the long run. But no, let's try to fucking abuse the one little fucking kid who everybody was jealous of his fucking diamond penis. It's not even the biggest penis. It's just the most fucking effective. You know, I've seen my first girlfriend's, like, couple videos, and I'm saying to myself, like, you know, that big fucking thick old fucking, and I'm just saying to myself, yeah, that's the bottom. That's the bottom of my fucking tree trunk, you know? Holy shit. I was like, good. It's like, that's fucking great, man. I'm like, wow. And I'm sorry. I mean, you know, nah, man. It's you were wonderful. It was the other. I was just like, really? This is what fucking. I'm like, wow. Oh man, that's incredible fucking skill you got there. You fucking joke offs, fucking. And, yeah, wow. It wasn't about the skin, it was about the fucking defile. Whatever, man. Listen, you know what? And that's why I'm just like, you know something, it's like, after fucking everything else is said and done, and I'm saying to myself, it's like, wow, man. Just like the fucking 3 graveyard situation, it's like, the burial ground situation, it's like, wow, I got blamed for that when I wasn't even supposed to be shown this. I was supposed to be shown this, not this or this. And yet fucking all that shit came down on my fucking head. Because people got fucking, what, half a fucking story? A semi-part of a story? Wow, man. Wow, man. Wow, man. Wow, man. Just around about the time that I remembered one of my first, if not my first, pretty much like my buddy, my pal, my friend, who went on to be a leader of a country. Which nowadays, he's fucking the equivalency of fucking basically Hitler. And then there's the other person that basically fucking, you know, leads a country that, you know, is very similar to fucking Hitler. And then there's the other guy that fucking is kind of fucking also considered almost like Hitler. Young kid, first friend, then teenage years, which, you know, there's some slight magic involved with that one. Due to interestingness of how we met. As Jesus fights, sitting in his coffin, armed with a camera, watching the world burn. You know, I mean, it really is. This is fucking crazy. This is fucking crazy. This is fucking crazy. I put a stop to COVID-19 twice. And that's not even the fucking full-blown. If it was full-blown COVID, and this is what, if anything, they are trying to fucking teach people a fucking lesson. Because if this was full-blown COVID, within the first fucking 10 months to a year and a half, this is basically it, everything would have been dead. Cows, the chickens, the fucking, everything would have been dead. Is this the start leading up to that? Possibly. If they had a fucking shutdown, there is a chance that fucking this thing is, yeah. And then there's variants coming out and blah blah blah, and it's like, well, yeah. So if this is not if COVID-19 isn't the fucking full blown virus, well then COVID-27 is. I put a stop to it twice. Not to mention the first time I put a fucking stop to it is actually finding where they were fucking keeping one of the vials of the virus, so that it could be fucking studied by people in the fucking Bill Gates Foundation. Which, don't get me wrong, Bill Gates used to be a fucking good guy. Nowadays, he seems like the fucking bad guy. But guess what? I could even fucking vouch for that. Just like fucking Ghislaine Maxwell. Anthony, you're going to be my favorite nephew. You're going to never need nothing, blah, blah, blah. And the next time I seen Ghislaine, she was like, get away from me, you little bastard, son of a bitch. And then fucking it was like, oh, what the fuck did I do to you? And then it was like, Anthony, I'm so sorry. You just don't do this. Just go to church and be a good boy and fucking, oh my God. And then it was like, we don't have much time to talk. What the fuck can we do? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I'm so sorry to hear. You know, before all the shit was put into my head constantly, like over and over. The only time that I ever had friends. The only time that I ever had friends was when those people that I was considering friends at the time were fucking hanging out with me only after my fucking head would start going down the darkest parts of my mind to fucking create jokes and or talk about topics that I fucking normally would not have fucking completely brought up in the way that I would joke about it or fucking anything for that fucking matter. Meanwhile, the only fucking pussy that I was seeing at the time was when the little girls would fucking show me, flash me their fucking tits or their box. Maybe he'll fucking jump on it. No, I didn't. Because fucking, you know, no matter how fucking pretty some of they were, you know what I'm saying? Yo, man, wow. Because of the fucking, that goes back to the fucking Queens situation and what the fuck went down there. Because a whole bunch of people got fucking pissed off that fucking that shit was supposedly fucking disrupted. When actually the fucking real plan was already underway. And they, although they came off as the fucking good guys that were doing the right thing to the good guys who were fucking thinking that the fucking guys who were supposedly doing the right thing, really all they were doing was fucking causing the fucking situation to get completely flipped so that this way fucking the one who would do the ultimate right thing was prevented from fucking being able to get